Hey, you super sports people. I know y'all ain't watching these games because y'all busy and shit with, like, working and stuff. And that's so fair. But I want to force y'all to become sports fans because I think it's funny. So, you're going to get this recap. I'm not going to give you a full season recap or nothing. Not even a player rundown, nothing. It's one game. This is a one game recap. We got the San Diego Wave. They're pretty okay against the Chicago Stars. They're pretty bad. Here we go. The Wave have got a very young team this season, and they've got a new head coach, and he wants to play a very possession-focused style. So what you don't want to do when you're playing a heavy possession style is give the ball away for free in midfield. It's going to lead to a counterattack. That's going to be their strongest mode of attack the entire game when you're playing heavy possession. That's what happens here. It's an okay shot, okay save. Sheridan's strong in goal. I'm not too worried about that shot, but you got to be really on point with your possession if you're going to play the possession game, especially in your own half. Another thing that's going to be important, which the Wave have struggled with in recent games, is dumb fouls. That's a dumb foul. We've had a lot of dumb fouls coming in the midfield and from midfielders falling back on defense. We've had a penalty in each of our last 3 games, and another free kick goal in one of those 3 games. It's a big problem. I hate to harp on it, but bad defensive play out of the midfield. Here you see Barsenius give a very weak challenge. As soon as the ball leaves her player, she drifts off into nowhere space, leaving her player wide open. Ball comes back, another weak challenge for an easy shot, open shot. Ends up fine. Sheridan's great in goal. Wasn't a great shot, but bad defense out of the midfield seems to be a big problem, and I understand you want to have those offensive, possessive-minded midfielders there, and that helps out in your possession, but it does come with a cost. And here's just a small example of the upside of having those possessive-minded midfielders. Good possession under pressure, making good decisions, holding the ball close, not giving into pressure. It's the upside. Here we've got a nice forward momentum, nice forward run. Outside run on the right leads to a good delivery, decent clearance, straightforward. Not too much to say there. We go short on the corner, and we get a nice delivery into the box. I hesitate to say poor clearance, but not effective clearance. Drops down to Lundqvist. First strike. Nice shot. Good hard strike. Across the side from the keeper. Not much you can do about it. It's good. It's what you want to do. Especially if you're Lundqvist and you're not up there that much. You want to take your opportunities as they come, and she did. It was a good shot. That's what you want to do. You want to score when you're playing a sport. Pro tip, you want to score. So, good job, Wave. Up 1-0. Here, attentive viewers will notice that we have a bird on screen. Got a bird on camera real quick. If there's any members of a queer birding group, perhaps you can let us know what bird that is. We're in Chicago, if that helps you. Alright, here we've got some more good Wave possession. Nice clean possession, smart short passes, moving upfield, everything's going great. Problem is, nobody ever decides it's time to fucking score. It's a problem I've been seeing. A lot of possessive-minded players, nobody with that hard edge. It's me, I'm going to be the one, I'm going to score instinct. We've got Maria Sanchez coming in off the bench this game. We've been messing with our lineups. I'm curious to see who that player will become for the Wave. That real, like, it's me, I'm going to be the one who does it. Give me the ball, I'm going to shoot type player. And with that, we've got the end of the first half. Wave have had heavy possession, but I think Chicago have actually had the better opportunities. They just haven't taken advantage. Wave took advantage of one of their pretty few opportunities, TBH. So they're up 1-0. I'm always scared, so I'm scared going into the second half. But we're up. That's good. And we're going into the second half. One of the things I'm going to be looking for is when you're playing heavy possession, you're tiring out your opponent throughout the game. Kind of gives you more opportunities later on. Hopefully they'll become more exhausted than you, and you can press your advantage there. Here we've got a nice hard tackle by Lundqvist. It's not late so much as, missed the ball. No card. I think it's fair not to be a card. I also think it would have been fair in a different game for it to have been a card. You see here she just misses the ball and is there late. No cards this game, spoiler alert. Didn't feel like a contentious game at all. It didn't feel like that intense a game, honestly. I think it's fair. Here we've got a nice little juke by Cascarino. Coming back on defense in her own half. Strong enough, competent enough, confident enough to pull that off on her own touchline, basically. It sketches me out a little bit as a defender, doing that type of shit in your own half, but if you can do it, it's fun. Here Chicago gets a good opportunity, gets it in, gets a shot on goal. Sheridan's great. That's not going to phase her at all. It's not going to phase me at all. We got Sheridan there. Nothing much comes of it, but they're getting their chances. They're just not putting great shots on goal when they do. And when you're only getting a few chances, you really got to make sure you capitalize on them. Another good opportunity for Chicago here. Get the ball in. Honestly, poor defense allows the forward to slip through. Sheridan has to come out. Good recovery by Sheridan. Great goalkeeping. She's a fucking blessing to have in goal. Not the most encouraging thing from our defense, but ended up okay. And yeah, Chicago has had a lot of opportunities in this game. Here, the Wave have good forward momentum, good ball into the box, and this is where, if you're a good sports fan, you go, it's a penalty. Stupid ref, that's a foul, stupid ref. The only problem is it wasn't a foul, so I guess I'm not that great a sports fan, but it just wasn't a foul. And so we move on. Here we've got good possession, good movement forward, moving the ball over to the other side. Maria Sanchez, who came in like the 60-something minute. Great cross. Leon, another sub, finds herself on the end of it, and the ball ends up in the back of the goal. Great job, great goal. Ends up being scored as an own goal, which it was. Kind of sucks for Saab, who was the defender. Not really her fault. It's what happens when you put heavy possession on, is you kind of make your own luck by giving yourself more opportunities for the lucky thing to happen. I think it was a great delivery by Sanchez. I think it's something that we were kind of missing earlier in the game, is that real decisive, threatening delivery instead of just moving the ball forward with possession. And Leon, proactive, is there, gets the ball in a spot where something good can happen, and then something good does happen. So it's good stuff. Unfortunate for Saab. What are you going to do? Wave continuing with good possession forward, moving the ball up. Nice opportunity, get a shot in, and Leon is the first one to decide, I want that ball. Defenders don't move so quick. Gets it back into Ascanio, who has a nice little side flick to get it in there. You can tell, this is what happens with good possession, is the defending team gets really tired out. We got a sub in there. It allows us to put in an offensive-minded sub, because we don't need to put in a defensive-minded sub when we've got high possession. And Leon is fresh and wants to get there, and the defenders are fucking tired. So when this ball comes in on the shot and the rebound, they aren't moving. She's fucking booking it. She gets there. She puts it right back into the middle where there's Ascanio. It's a nice side flick. And so, again, I think this is kind of reaping the rewards of the heavy possession game all game long. You're just burning them out. They're getting tired, and you're just pushing, and you're giving yourself more and more opportunities for something good to happen, and here something good does happen. So that's 3-0 wave. It's good stuff. Good, solid job. She's not happy. Not her fault. And that is game 3-0 for the Wave. Yay, great stuff. Executed their game plan of heavy possession. They had 63% possession throughout the game. I think maybe not as strong a win as 3-0 sounds like. 2 of the goals coming after the 80th minute, but that's, kind of what'll happen with your heavy possession game plan too, is you tire them out, you get late goals. End up 5th in the table now, which is pretty good, and I've got pretty high hopes for this team. I think they've still got a lot of room to grow, which is hopeful, especially when you're already 5th, and I think they can be doing a lot better than they are. So looking forward to next week against some team that I could have looked up